The Pantheon in Rome and the West Building of the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. share many architectural, contextual, and purposive similarities. However, they also have significant differences. The West Building was commissioned by Andrew W. Mellon. He staunchly believed that the United States should have a national museum equal to those of other great nations, such as the National Gallery in London. Mellon recruited John Russell Pope to be the architect of the building. Pope is also known for his work on the Jefferson Memorial. Pope designed the West Building of the National Gallery of Art in the neoclassical style, and that he actually modeled his design after the ancient Roman Pantheon. The construction of the West Building was finished in 1941. The structure is 16,000 square feet and has 4 entrances with a lower level and an upper level. It was constructed using a combination of cement and pink Tennessee marble. The exterior of the West Building showcases large Ionic columns with entasis, a pediment without free sculpture, a large dome with an oculus, and a long set of stairs rising to a tall entrance door. Although Washington, D.C. is a generally densely packed city, the West Building has a relatively large space for greenery such as small flower gardens, trees, and shrubbery.
When you enter the main entrance of the West Building of the National Gallery of Art, your attention goes to the Dome Rotunda. At the top of the dome, there is an oculus that lets in natural light. The oculus is covered by a panel of glass. However, its light shines over a large water fountain surrounded by white lilies, which lies in the middle of the rotunda. Since the structure does not entirely rely on natural light, there are artificial light sources to enhance the view of the paintings. One can also see the coffers that cover the interior of the dome that contribute to a feeling of height in the room. Surrounding the interior of the rotunda are Ionic columns made of black marble that give the dome rotunda support. Excluding the water fountain that has a sculptured figure on top, the entire interior of the main entrance has no other artworks. One has to either go downstairs, left, or right to see artworks and sculptures.
The Pantheon stands in Rome and was originally part of the Forum, but now is surrounded by the city. The Pantheon was commissioned by Emperor Hadrian, and the structure was designed by Pseudo-Apollodorus. It was built to memorialize gods with an emphasis on Zeus and the Roman emperors. The Pantheon was constructed in the classical style. The construction of the Pantheon was finished in 125 AD. The structure was 4,872 square feet and has one main entrance. There is also one main floor. It was constructed using both cement and marble.
The exterior of the Pantheon has large Corinthian columns with entasis, a pediment without free sculpture, a large dome with an oculus that is the Pantheon's only source of light. It has stairs that you once had to walk up to get in the building, but now with the city constantly growing around it, you end up walking down into the Pantheon. The structure of the Pantheon is surrounded by an urban city with little greenery.
Once you enter the Pantheon, you see Corinthian columns within the building as well as arches. When you look up, you see the dome rotunda with the uncovered oculus that lets in natural light, which acts as a clock because of the sunlight. There are also marble statues of Caesar that surround you as you walk in. In the center, there is a lot of open space, so you feel surrounded by the gods.
In conclusion, the Pantheon in Rome and the West Building of the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. have significant architectural, contextual, and propulsive similarities and differences. The West Building is a prime example of how classical architectural styles of the Greeks and Romans still have a significant influence on contemporary styles of architecture.